Okay, welcome everyone. Call tonight's public hearing to order. Okay, first we'll do a report from planning, and then I'm going to read a statement of the chair, and then we'll ask for the publics to provide comments.
So the public hearing tonight is regarding an application to add distillery as a permitted use under C3 Service Commercial Zone at the subject property, 801 Fraser Street. The applicant, on behalf of Port City Spirit, wishes to open a small-scale distillery with an accessory lounge tasting room. The distillery and tasting room will be subject to Liquor and Cannabis Regulator Board for licensing, as well as meeting safety requirements under the BC Building Code and Fire Code before operation. The City Core Development Permit Area Guidelines will continue to apply to this property. In terms of zoning, it fits with zoning. This may fit well with other permitted uses in the zone. The service commercial use, which includes some overlap with light industrial facilities, lends itself well to the inclusion of distillery within the zone as it constitutes both a retail service and contained manufacturing. Furthermore, the zone permits assembly halls. These uses together may align with permitting a small-scale distillery and tasting room. There's policy support in the official community plan. There are currently no small-scale distilleries of this kind in Prince Rupert. This use offers an opportunity for economic diversification as well as supporting city core revitalization. Additionally, the success of a craft brewery in Prince Rupert as well as small-scale distilleries with tasting rooms in other BC cities suggests that this use may be a positive addition and meet official community goals for city core. In terms of impacts to neighboring land uses, there are other service commercial uses nearby, including a construction company, a research laboratory, a glass industrial shop, and vehicle lettering shop. These are immediately around the subject property. There is a zone park, P1, public facilities, to the south of the property, which may act as a buffer between the subject property and the houses on the hill behind. As the distillery processes will all be contained within the building, there's unlikely to be a significant impact on nearby residential zones, as well as the existence of that buffer just mentioned, and uses further down the road to the southwest and northeast. Furthermore, given that there are nearby land uses that cover a similar range of uses, such as the proposed distillery, including restaurants, liquor stores, and some light industrial services, it is unlikely to add significant impact to the area. And it is not significantly different from its previous use, as the building used to be a U-brew. However, we're holding this public hearing as the property is close to some social services and that may serve vulnerable populations. And we'll hear those comments today.
Great, thanks. So before we ask the public come forward, I'll just read a quick statement of the chair. So public hearing is organized according to Section 890 of the Local Government Act. Every person present who believes that their interests in the property affected by the proposed bylaw shall be given a reasonable opportunity to be heard respecting matters contained in the proposed bylaw. No one will be discouraged or prevented from making their views known. However, comments will be restricted to matters contained within the proposed bylaw. A person may make their statement in writing, as outlined in the public notice, and if received by the deadline, their presentation will be read by the corporate administrator at the public hearing. If a person wishes to make a presentation at the public hearing, they are welcome to do so, provided that the following criteria are followed in order to allow for the recording of the public hearing process. The chairperson will recognize only those individuals who present through the corporate administrator. Presenters shall be provided with 5 minutes to address council. Prior to speaking, please provide your full name and be prepared to spell your surname for the corporate administrator. Please also provide your residential and business address. Should you wish to read from a prepared statement, the city will require a copy for reference purposes to the corporate administrator. Members of council may, if they so wish, ask questions following the presentation. This is not a question period at which a debate takes place. City council will not provide any comment on issues raised, but will be in attendance to listen to the comments presented. Should no additional speakers present themselves, the chair will call 3 times for anyone else to speak to the matter. If no one else comes forward, the public hearing will be adjourned. After the public hearing has adjourned, the council may, without further notice, give whatever effect council believes proper to the representations made at this hearing. So that being said, we'll first come, first serve kind of basis. You can come sit at the chair and then click on the mic.
Mr. Mayor, we have received 10 emails that I will just read out the names. They are in the positive.
In support.
And then they will, in support, and they
Okay.
will then be emailed to Mayor and Council, so you all have a copy of those as well.
Okay.
So the first is from Scott Farwell, who is the board chair for Tourism Prince Rupert. The next is from Tom Chang, local business person. Blue Heron Design Center, Gina Garon, also local business. Chris Proctor Contracting, from Chris Proctor, also a local business. From the Prince Rupert District Chamber of Commerce, signed on behalf of them by their executive director, David Geronazzo. The Argosy, signed by Francis Riley and Richard Haley. An email received from Stuck on Design, so Mike Slabowski and Barb Burton. An email from Chris Woodrow and Leon Collins, who are Coastal Tech. An email from Jack Payne, a local businessman. And an email as well from Lucy and David of Homework and Seahorse Trading, so signed by David Smook.
Excellent, thank you. Okay, so if there's any people that are here in the audience want to come speak about the project, they can come forward now. And I'll call a second time. If anyone wants to come and speak to the project, they can do so. And I'll call a third and final time if anybody wants to come speak to the project. Okay. Since there's no other additional comments, I would entertain a motion to adjourn the public hearing. Moved by Councillor Niche, second by Councillor Cunningham. All's in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. Thank you very much.